Good evening, and welcome to this, the last of our devotions leading up to Pentecost, using the letters from the words Holy Spirit. We've come to the end, and the last letter is the letter T, and T stands for transformation. Before I continue, let me just remind you of the letters that we've already gone through. We started off with H for hope, O for obey or obedience, L for listen, Y for you, and then we went to the word spirit, S for seek, P for power, I for integrate, R for rest, I for inspiration, and now tonight, T for transformation. Tomorrow, as we remember and are reminded of the coming of the Holy Spirit upon those believers meeting together in the upper room, we see once again how they were transformed. So much so that the crowds that had gathered for the festival in Jerusalem at that time were really astounded by what they heard and what they saw, and they sat up and took notice of what was taking place in the lives of these people. But can you imagine what it must have been like on that night before the Holy Spirit came? We are spoilt by having it all laid out for us in the book of Acts, so that we don't really have to take it in installments. It's just all there, laid out, and we can read it from beginning to end without really understanding all the ins and outs of what took place. There's little understanding of what went through the minds of those that were gathered together in the upper room. There was no pre-planning meeting to make sure that this person was standing there and this person was ready to speak at the right time, and who would handle the microphones and who would do this. Oh, and do we have enough ushers to make sure that there are enough people to help those who might come forward to be converted? And where's Peter? Has Peter gone to a side room to go and practice his sermon for tomorrow? No, there was nothing like that at all. They were just praying. Did I say just praying? They've been praying for nearly 10 days. The Sabbath was over. There was freedom and movement outside. The people who had come to Jerusalem for the feast and to celebrate the first fruits of the harvest, they were all outside making jolly and really getting into the feast, I suppose. And I wonder if some of those who were praying were conscious of the time and the happenings outside, and really wanted to just leave to go and see if they could meet up with some of their friends. No one knows. And then the Holy Spirit came, and they were transformed, never to be the same again. Some 20 years later, Paul writes in the book of Romans, or his letter to the church at Rome, and we have divided it up into chapters and verse, and chapter 12, verses 1 and 2, speak about being transformed by the renewing of your mind. And one writer puts it like this: quit being so concerned about keeping up with the fads and fashions of the present age. Rather, concentrate on letting your character undergo a metamorphosis by the renewing of your mind, in order that you might be able to evaluate and ascertain what the will of God is, that which is good, well-pleasing, and ideal. Thank you for sharing this time with me tonight and the nights previously. I pray that Pentecost for you will be a time of change, and that God will transform you. May God bless you. Good night.